There are many games that their primary focus are the bosses. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy a lot of these games myself. The ones that come to mind most readily are games like Monster Hunter, Dark Souls, and Cuphead. Many things may come to your mind when you think of these games, but for the vast majority of the people, the reason why they play these games are because of the bosses. And they tend to overshadow everything else of the game. Now, in the case of Cuphead specifically, if you're like me, what I think about is the art style and music. Those are the first two things that come to my mind. That game is beautiful, but also for many people, they think of the bosses because that's where you spend most of your time. You fight these bosses for hours, and they're so well designed and incredibly memorable. Now, for me, for the game that I'm working on, Phaze Shift, I don't want the bosses to be the main aspect of the game, like the main thing. I want them to be well designed and memorable, but I want the whole world as a whole to like take the stage, take center stage. I look to games like Hollow Knight and Super Metroid, and I know those are masterpieces, and that's what we should strive to do as game developers. But those are the games I look towards, because most people, when they think of those games, they think of the atmosphere and they think of the world itself, all its biomes and the adventure, the getting lost. It's a wonderful feeling. So I want that same level of polish, hopefully, in my game as well. And I want the world to be the focus, not just the bosses. But still though, Hollow Knight specifically had amazing bosses that were incredibly well designed. And I think it's important to still design your bosses very well and to have a certain theme going on. So for example, in my game, the theme of my bosses are like machines. There are 6 main bosses that most players will fight against. 2 of them are skippable, but these 6 are like the narrative, like these are the ones that most players are going to fight against. There's going to be more bosses, of course, mini bosses too, but these 6 are going to be the ones that most players will fight. And they're going to have like a machine type theme. So think Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is a good example. These bosses are robots that turn into things. So for example, the first boss in my game is a spider that turns into a gun and starts blasting the player. That's the first boss. And then the boss that I'm working on right now is a snake that turns into a drill. It burrows into the ground, comes out of the ground, and kind of chases the player around a little bit. That's the snake. And I do have a boss that I'm going to work on in the future. It is a snow owl that essentially acts kind of like a B-2 bomber. Will bomb the player as the player travels up a mountain, and they will fight the boss at the end. But yeah, that's the idea behind that boss. So yeah, I want a specific theme going on, and I like bosses that are dynamic. So for example, in Metroid Dread, you can fight against Kraid. Now, if you manage to sequence break the game and get the bombs before you're supposed to, then a whole new way of fighting Kraid comes up, and you can actually finish him off pretty quickly. So in the same manner, I want my bosses to have that variety. So some bosses will have different moves depending on what upgrades the player has. They'll have different attributes, like maybe attack a little faster or shoot more missiles or something, depending on what the player has. So yeah, I want that level of variety when it comes to the bosses. And the other bosses in the game, some of them are robotic, some of them are humanoid, some NPCs you'll be able to fight. And some of those NPCs, you'll be able to have them finish off bosses for you. They're not going to make the bosses easier or anything like that, but like the death animation will be different. They'll come and finish off the boss for you. Because I find that to be really cool when NPCs get involved in boss fights. I think of Hollow Knight when the NPC Quirrell comes and helps you fight the boss. Now in that instance, he's actually necessary for that boss fight in the narrative, but in my game, I don't want that to be the case. I want that to be optional, where, you know, it's not truly necessary, but they're there to like just finish off the boss if you manage to talk to them or something like that. Also, this is big news. I have a composer, and this composer, I am so excited because he's gonna make the trailer music for my game, which I'm gonna post an official trailer here on this YouTube channel at the end of next month. I'm so excited, and I'm happy to have this composer, because right now I have generic music for the trailer that I have on Steam, and I have music that is like free to use, like doesn't require a license for my demo. But by the end of this year, hopefully I will have new original music in my game, which if you want to play test, all you need to do is wishlist the game on Steam, because I will be choosing from people who have wishlisted my game to play test the game. So please wishlist it on Steam, and I'll choose from there to play test. And then later in March, April, I plan on releasing a free public demo, so everyone can play the game and enjoy the music, enjoy the gameplay, and share your thoughts on, you know, what you'd like to see improved, what could be better. I do post a lot on Reddit, and on Reddit I do ask for people's opinions, so you can follow me there on Reddit and share your thoughts there. Sometimes I'll post different things, and like for example, I just made a post recently showcasing some of the things that I've implemented based on feedback from the community. So please follow me there, because I do ask for your opinions. And you know, I plan on posting like this, you know, once a month, my thoughts and the devlogs and all that kind of thing. But in the meantime, if you want more content, I do have shorts on this channel, on the YouTube Shorts side, just showcasing the behind the scenes stuff, like why certain things are done the way they are, things about animation. And even if you're not a game developer, you can still enjoy them, because I try to make it palatable for the audiences. You know, if you enjoy art or just gaming in general, you can enjoy the shorts, I'm sure. So thank you for sticking around. Like and subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.